Lamborghini Miura. I remember being 19 years old and going to see the movie The Italian Job. I forget what the movie was about, but the opening scene always stuck with me. There was the Lamborghini Miura, the first supercar, and it commanded the screen more than any movie star ever could. Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank?
How you doing, Jay?
Well, not too good. Can you give me a ride back to LA?
Yeah, absolutely. Love to give you a ride.
Thank you.
I'll take 15% of your business.
15% of my business for a ride? That's crazy. All right, 15%.
All right.
Highway robbery. Besides being a serious shark, Robert is also an entrepreneur, a dancer, and an accomplished race car driver. Oh, and he's a supercar collector, too. Can't even get in this thing.
All right.
Oh, this is a great car. I can't miss this chance to go for a ride in this beautiful first-generation Countach. It's amazing how physically small it looks compared to
I just think it's because you're so physically big.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, well, thanks. This would be what, an LP400, right?
One of the very first LP400s.
What was it, 375 horse?
Yeah, 375 horsepower.
And that was big horsepower in 76.
Huge, but the design, for me, was really a new era.
Yeah.
You know, the Miura, beautiful, but this to me was something completely different. Did you ever hear the famous quote, was it Frank Sinatra? When you want to be a somebody, you buy a Ferrari.
Yeah.
When you are a somebody, you buy a Lamborghini.
The term Countach roughly translates to holy, fill in whatever you want in Italian. Seriously, that's what it means. And it took the term supercar to a whole new level. It was low, loud, and wide. And not particularly aerodynamic, but that didn't matter. The trademark scissor doors and the air intakes, it rivaled Farrah Fawcett for poster space on teenage boys' walls. You know what I love about older cars like this? The long pull. Like in second gear in a modern Ferrari, you first and you can. Whereas this, you put it in second, and you watch that needle come across.
This car is just fun to drive with these hills. I mean, it just feels so cool.
Yeah, and you know it's actually quite comfortable.
It is.
Of course, the windows are hilarious. The windows only go down an inch. Like if you go to Wendy's, you can only order a single patty because you can't get a double burger through there, and you can't get the drink. You have to turn the drink sideways to get it.
It keeps you skinny, Jay.
That's right. No, you can see that's why I don't drive mine that much. I know you were born in Croatia, right?
I was.
And you came here when you were 8, 9 years old?
I was 8, came on a boat with my mom and dad,
Wow.
one suitcase, the whole 9 yards, like your family.
And what did your dad do?
Dad was actually an entertainer back home.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was a big singer, dancer.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. But when he came here, he worked in a factory, swept floors, but he loved cars.
Yeah. Did you see cool cars in Croatia?
It was a communist country. We never had cool cars.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I came here and then I saw the Cadillacs and the big cars, and it was the American movies. I mean, that's really where my love from cars came.
What was the car you learned to drive on?
My dad finally makes enough money to buy a new car. He buys the biggest car he can find, a Caprice Estate station wagon.
Actually, that was the biggest car Chevrolet ever made, wasn't it?
It was 3 of us in this massive car.
Yeah.
Because to him, that was so American.
Now, I noticed your speedometer's not working.
Yeah, it's never worked.
Franco, my guy will fix that for you.
Is he Italian?
No, he's Croatian. If you own a supercar, it stands to reason you need a super mechanic. He's a Franco.
Way!
And I've got one of the best.
Jay, ciao. Come on.
He's straight from the old country, and he's been mastering his craft since he was 10 years old. And now with his son Damien, they own and run Franco's European cars.
Okay, Lamborghini is the car for the man. It's a Ferrari. It looks like like a nice girl. This is a man car.
He's a man's car. Well, this is not the car for you. I'm sorry, then. We're going to have to get rid of this car.
Shockingly, some of the stuff on the car doesn't work.
It needs some things.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's a nice, clean car. First generation car. It's got the periscope in it.
76, one of the very first.
It's gorgeous. The wheels and the lack of flares. Yes.
Like you, it has no flare. No flare at all.
Or like me, kind of lean.
Yeah, kind of
Lean
lean.
and mean.
Yeah, with a dent in the top. Yeah, okay. This is not some fancy Italian dealership. This is a mechanic's garage, and there are Lamborghinis all over the place. This is what, 10, 12 years later, right? The 80s, it got a little, much like myself, a little fatter, a little wider. This is like the one I have, but I took my wing off.
You didn't like the look of the wing?
Well, by the time the third girl said, "How old are you?" I said, "Okay," I took the wing off. It's got the flares on the fenders. It's got the wider tires. This is probably, what, 455 horsepower?
Yes.
Yes.
And that was
yes,
375.
Which was huge back then.
That was huge. Then Lamborghini got bought by Chrysler.
Yes.
And they did their interpretation of the Countach, which would be this, the Diablo, correct?
Yes.
And what kind of horsepower are we talking about here?
This was 492 to begin with.
Right.
Towards the end of the line, it was about 510.
Okay.
I had a Diablo for a long time. I had the yellow.
Oh, yeah?
You know,
Yeah.
the bright yellow
Oh,
with
yeah.
the black interior with
That
the
was my
yellow
favorite.
piping. Love that color.
So you wanted to move around unobtrusively so nobody would see you. And of course, this would be the latest interpretation, the Aventador. What, that's 700 horsepower?
690.
690, okay.
Good enough.
Franco, you're old school. Is this harder or easier to work on? More
Well,
complicated?
in business, they have a lot of technology now with your computer, everything computerized. A mechanic, I don't think is a different.
Now let's get back to your car again, because that's why we're here. This is what I've been waiting for. Now we've got Herjavec on my terms. Can you give me a minute just to talk
Yeah.
with me? Just stay right
Yeah.
here.
Your Italian is amazing.
Robert, I can fix your car, but I'm going to have 20% of your business.